Peace, love, and light. Healing through inspiration. How you guys doing? It's a great grandos. Great grandos day in here in bed. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna go about this, dog. Cause I feel like I got so much to say, but you don't know what to start it off with. Oh my gosh. Okay, well I guess I started off with this. So I ended up, cause I was like, man, I was gonna try to go to sleep, but something was like, I don't think, cause I was thinking about this for like hours. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go to sleep without telling this story. So shoot. Well, here it goes. So look here, yo. Oh. Okay, let me see. I was woke up, saw my friends from across at the building. So what's up? And they was like, hey, what's up? And they said, hey, they said what they about to do. They said they about to go to Walmart. I said, shoot. I was like, I ain't really got much stuff too, so I guess I wouldn't hurt to go to Walmart. So I go with them. So I did think about was thinking about fasting beforehand, but I said, hey, I'll go to Walmart and then, cause then I'm gonna be leaving soon. Cause I'm gonna be leaving, and when I hit the road, that'll be less stuff. You know what I'm saying? When I'm speaking into existence. Oh, I was checking my camera, making sure I wasn't lagging. So I end up going. Actually, they ended up taking a bed. Like they was actually taking a bed. They was taking a long time. So I was like, oh whatever. So I was able to take my dog out. And I came to the room. And by 10 they were just leaving out. So I was like, whatever. So we were going there, and then as we were there in the car, I'm trying to think, was it when we were going to Walmart or were we before we were leaving? Or leaving from Walmart? I think it had to be. Oh, I think it was going to Walmart. They said something like, "Oh, my bro," he said something like, he said, "Oh, I had to, what he said. Oh no, it was this girl. She said something like, there's a girl who said it to me. She said, something. She said, something. She thought she said this drink name because that had just happened to be yesterday when I had seen him with the drink, and that's what it's called. So I said, what? And I said after that, but they said something else. It was like a name. So I'm like, I think that sounded familiar, like a ring, but I wasn't sure exactly when it came of it. They're like, yeah, she said that he had talked to him, and um, he said, oh, such and such. She said, you still talk to such and such. Said my room number. So I'm like, he's like, yeah, that's my bro. You know what I'm saying? And I say, so then I'm like, so then she said that, oh, his mom said she came the other day. She said she wanted to talk. She just wanted to talk to him. It's been years. She said she hasn't seen him in so long, And so he wasn't looking presentable. He used to look presentable. And I was just like, what? She didn't even see what my toes. Like, she didn't even see from like head to toe, my full body. So I'm like, what? And so then she's like, yeah, he just want to get him out so he can get his own house, get him a house, get him a car, and then away from me. I'm like, what? So how she know my room number there? Cause how she get my room number? She's like, oh, she said she got it from your dad, and it was on social media. Got it from his dad on social media, cause they put something on social media. I was just like, they have each other's number. Like, why the frick they trying to play dumb? Like, are they trying to say social media? There was no social media. He showed me. I remember before he showed me that he texted her, or she was texting him. They was texting, and he was on the phone. He was doing some begging he was being a begging ass bitch, because he was trying to act like he left her or whatever. And he left her, whatever. But then like when I guess he didn't have money to pay the room, the hotel room. He was like, he was sitting there begging, telling, just told her a sob story or something, and it must have involved it with me, and so they had to try to get her to pay him some money, so he can stay. And so I'm like, you have no integrity whatsoever. You have no integrity whatsoever. You are not a stand-up man at all. You would go all people to that, and then you're gonna lie to, and then you're begging me for money, and you've been a thief yourself. Just our narcissists have no integrity. So back to what my bro was saying. He's like, yeah, she said something like this. She's talking. He was telling me a lot of stuff. I was like, yeah, she got her number. She got her number. What the frick? Yeah, she gave her number. So apparently that she talked on the phone. So this is the housekeeper. And I'm like, yo, what the frick? I'm thinking like, why does this housekeeper haven't said anything to me? Because that was from like, a week or maybe or two that was when she was here. So I'm like, what the frick? Why couldn't she say that to me or something? Or say like, hey, say something. I gotta say something to you or whatever. But she ain't tell me that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I feel like she would have had the opportunity because I seen her beforehand. You know what I'm saying? She seen me or something. And I just like, why wouldn't she tell me that? And the housekeeper, she ended up telling him that. And I'm just like, what? And I'm like, yo, what is this? So I'm like, my biological mother, being a narcissist, is using this female as I guess it's a flying monkey. And I don't know if she knows, the housekeeper, she doesn't know what she's really about. But the fact of the matter is she even fell for it like that. I mean, I'm just shocked to see how she's getting involved. And the narcissists, they love to put on the show. So I know, knowing her, my biological mother, she puts on the waterworks, fake crying, tears. And, it's just like, wow, that she really, people are falling for this or whatever. I'm like, I didn't know it was like that. Like, she's really trying to get people against me. And this is someone who's going to use to be and monitor me. You know what I'm saying? And whether they know it or not, for the wrong reasons, but the narcissists, they ain't gonna tell you that they raped you when you were younger, as you're a child. They're gonna tell you that they spit in your face, they used to squeeze your face. They're gonna tell you to beat you. They're gonna tell you that to do psychological abuse. They didn't tell you that they used to give you skin bleachers and force self-hate into you, permed your hair, relax, slap, anything. I mean, they're not gonna tell you that. They're not gonna tell that and express that. But I've been done with her, of course. She knows that, so that's why I feel like she wants to come back. So it's like, can't believe. And then I saw my biological father, I think 2 days ago, and this Negroid right here, because my door wasn't working. And can you imagine? Your biological mother who's a narcissist wants to barge into your room, and she really tried to barge in, forced to put her body through to the room when you crack it just to see who's outside, and you're expecting housekeeping around the housekeeping was coming. So so then she's like, and so then she has to get escorted out from the cops. And the fact that my friend told me that just happened like yesterday. Being it's yesterday because it's like early AM, so it's overlapping. But it was just like yesterday. She had spoke to her, and I was just like, wow. Wow. I mean, she tried so hard to terrorize me. I don't want anything to do with these people. And it was like I was saying, I saw my biological father, and like I said, my door was broken. My door's been broken for the longest. Like I couldn't get inside. I couldn't lock it, and I couldn't get inside. It was already locking myself out, so I had to make sure I had to stay. I couldn't even handle business and maneuver and leave my room for so long. And I got stuff I have to move. I got a lot of stuff, so it's just like I couldn't, just switch rooms, and I still had stuff I had to do. Like I was still posting. You guys seeing on YouTube, we have not missed these daily uploads. Still we posting a regular on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so much, so freaking much. And then trying to get things into play, it's a lot. It's a freaking a lot, man. I'll be lying if I didn't say it was. So I see this male. He sees me. He's like, oh, because the narcissist, they would starving for attention. But he sees, because I was after that, I haven't seen him in a week since then. Since that time, quote unquote time. So then he's like, oh, let me adjust my neck, because my neck's hurting. Ah, frick. Whew. So then, I've got to sleep. So then he's like, oh. He's like, oh. It was like that with his head. Oh. He was like, oh. He was like, oh. And he goes into his room. I was like, you bitch ass Negroid, man. You bitch ass Negroid. What the frick? Like, you sent that bitch after me to harass me. Bitch, you didn't even want to stay with. But you want to send that bitch to me to harass me? Your plan failed, nigga. It freaking failed, you bitch ass Negroid. The frick you giving him my room number for, nigga? I don't want you. I don't want none of y'all. He been knows I didn't want her. He been knew that. He been knows I didn't want her. Because anytime he'd be like, oh, I got a text message from guess who? You never believe it. Always I would storm out the freaking room. They don't want to read that stuff. I hate that bitch. I could care less for that bitch, man. He'll just love it. He could smile, live in his face, and he'll come pow, boom, busting into the room, and like, oh yeah, I got something. Like he has something to tell. Like so much energy. He's like, oh, his world revolved, or like his world revolved around it. It's like his world revolved around it. Yeah, this is a freaking loser. I'm like, I don't give a frick about that bitch. You don't know who freaking cares about that bitch, you loser ass motherfricker. I don't say anything. I never even said that name. I still wouldn't talk to me. Still try to talk, and I'm just like, but it's kind of like it's very gracious to know that hey, we're here, and we don't have to worry about someone barging in, someone trying to knock on the shower door. Here's another thing too. Just I'll be taking a shower, and it's the point where I had to put my dog. He had to be in the bathroom while I showered because it's to the point where I heard it say, hey, scream, and I screamed, I jumped out the shower and I said, grabbed my fluff. I said, what? What? I said, what? He didn't say anything. I said, what? Oh, he's like, oh, nothing. And he was sitting there and my dog's walking all scared like he did something, like he's trying to scare my dog. I'm like, what, man? What the frick you doing? Like just, he never was stood up and could actually say what happened after I pressed his ass. Just a complete bitch. Just a complete bitch, man. And I'm saying, man, I'm like, I'm so glad, like, I'm away from this motherfucker, man. Like, it's what we deserve, peace. Just real talk, like, after just leaving a narcissist, just one thing, your goal is just to, return to your peace. grab your piece. They don't even freaking know. These people don't even freaking know what we go through. I mean, I can't just, just the audacity of just hearing some people, even a female, the girl, like she was telling us, bro, and then his girl, he would, she said to us one day when we told her about what her biological father did, she said, because she wouldn't, and notice one thing, they wouldn't really answer. I was telling them stuff, but they didn't have any feedback. And I was like, what the frick? It's kind of weird. And I just get kind of tired. I'm not one just telling stuff, and you're not going to give me feedback or not really having a response. It shows lack of interest, of course. So I just stopped saying things, and I'm just like, and then what she say? And then I ended up asking what she said. She's like, well, he's still your dad. He's still your father. I was, the frick? I said, I ain't know. I ain't got nothing else to say to her. Well, I ain't got nothing else to tell you, feel me? Because when people say that BS, I'm just like, man. And I'm just like so done with over-explaining myself. Because that in itself can be exhausting. And that is part of the abuse of self. Psychological abuse, just over-explaining, trying to justify what is felt or what's just happened, what's been done. I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm continue to live my life. And these narcissists clearly don't like it. But yeah, it just goes to show you. I think there's more to it. Well, I think there's already enough. Just gotta get the frick up out of here. And I just really wanted to show you that, to express that to you guys. Because one, I don't see anybody ever go in elaborate steps, like in this detail, as far as a narcissism stories, as far as it happens, or just as much. We have so many live recordings, bro. I just thought about it. We had to make a playlist. By now, you should be able to see the playlist. But it's just like, and you don't have to have recordings or whatnot to know that it's proof. If you just